Hi, grade 4. Okay, hi, grade 4 students. In this video, I will be solving the first exam review worksheet. So yes, there will be a second one. For the final science exam, you will have to review two worksheets. Worksheet number 1 and today, and now I'm going to solve it with you. And there will be another one, science exam review worksheet 2. For the exam, you have to review all of the lessons in the first column in this table. You will also find the book page of each lesson. And if you want to review the documents related to each lesson, you will have to go to the school's app and or to the Science Padlet and check the weeks. So let's start with question number 1. Check the correct answer. Viviparous animals reproduce by. Viviparous animals are animals that reproduce by giving birth to young. So this is the correct answer. Animals that reproduce by laying eggs are called oviparous animals. Spiders, jellies, and snails are examples of invertebrates since they do not have a backbone. Vertebrates are classified into 5 groups. What are the 5 groups of vertebrates? Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Okay, these are some notes to help you while studying. Newts and Sicilians. So newts are kinds of salamanders, animals with a slimy, shiny skin. Sicilians look like worms, but they have a backbone. So since these two animals have a slimy skin, so they belong to the amphibians group. They are not reptiles, they are amphibians and not reptiles. So the second answer is a wrong one. So you'll have to say that newts and Sicilians are vertebrates. Indicate if the following statements are true or false. Please, you have to pay attention that you have to correct the false statements. Snakes have a scaly skin, so they have scales and they breathe with their lungs. This is a true statement. Snakes belong to the reptiles group. They breathe with their lungs and their bodies are covered with connected scales. Amphibian larvae, called also tadpoles, live in water. What do you think? Amphibians lay eggs in water and tadpoles hatch out of the eggs and they live in water. Yes, since they breathe with their lungs and they use their fins to breathe, to swim, sorry. So they have fins to swim and gills to breathe. Turtles live on land and tortoises live in water. This is a wrong statement. Since turtles live in water and tortoises live on land. So this is a false statement and I've corrected. Flamingos, kiwis, and toads are birds. Flamingos are birds, yes. Kiwis are flightless birds, yes. But toads are not birds. This is false. Toads belong to the amphibians group, so they are amphibians. They are animals that look like frogs. Reptile mothers take care of their young. This is not true. Reptiles are oviparous animals. They lay eggs on land and then they leave these eggs till they hatch. They do not care for their young. How can we correct this? You can, for example, say, so this is false. You can say that mammal and bird mothers take care of their young, or you can say that reptile mothers do not care for their babies. So this is also a false statement. Fatin and Karim were presenting a project about reptiles. Let's give some examples of reptiles. Snakes, alligators, turtles, tortoises, lizards are the 5 groups of reptiles. So Fatin said that reptiles are vertebrates. They have a backbone. They live in water and on land. All of these information are correct since reptiles, yes, have a backbone and these animals live in water and on land. Karim agreed with Fatin. He also said that reptiles live in water and on land. But he added that reptiles use their lungs to breathe. Both Karim and Fatin are right. No one said wrong information. So, who's the person that is right? In here, you should say that both Karim and Fatin are right. Since reptiles are vertebrates that live on land and in water and breathe with their lungs. You can simply say that they said correct information. No one said anything wrong. Mud turtle belong to the reptiles group, so I'll underline this. Okay, so mud turtles belong to the reptiles group, while the owl is a part of the amphibians group. Let's compare these two animals. I will start with the similarities. How are these two animals similar to each other? Okay. It's enough to write two similarities and two differences, but I will write as much as I can. Both turtles and alms are vertebrates. Both reproduce by laying eggs, so both are oviparous animals. Both don't have a fixed body temperature, so both are cold-blooded. Both have lungs to breathe. You can also tell that both are living things. Okay, so these are the similarities between these two animals. Okay, let's start with the differences. Each time you talk about a point in one side, so let's say we're going to say that they, or turtles, have connected scales. Their bodies are covered with connected scales. When you talk about what covers their bodies in the side, you have to talk about the same point on the second side. So alms don't have a connected scales, but they have a slimy, shiny or slimy moist skin. Mud turtles use their lungs only to breathe, so they breathe with their lungs only. We talked about breathing on this side. You should talk about breathing on the second side. Arms breathe using lungs and skin. Amphibians have small lungs, and so they need something else to breathe with. They use their slimy skin to breathe. Turtles lay eggs, or reptiles lay eggs on land, while alms lay eggs in water. Amphibians lay eggs in water. So each time you talk about a point in one side, you should talk about the same point on the second side. So I'll use colors just to tell you how. So here we talked about breathing. On the second side also you should talk about how this animal breathes. They have connected scales, while alms have a moist skin. Okay. Question number 5. Right here, we're talking about kakapoo. So the kakapoo is the largest parrot, and this is the only parrot that cannot fly. This is a flightless bird. It can't fly. Kakapoos have green color and pale yellowy feathers, so their bodies are covered with feathers. They eat roots, seeds, leaves, small pine cones, fruits, and flowers. Female kakapoos lay eggs in a hollow part of a tree. The female sits on the eggs for 10 weeks, and she only leaves the eggs when she needs to find food. Determine the vertebrate group that kakapoos belong to. Pay attention. We have to determine, so we have to tell why. So as you can see, this is an animal with a beak and covered with feathers. So it belongs to the bird group. So kakapoos are birds because, don't forget to tell what, they have feathers and a beak. Don't forget to tell why. Determine means that we have to tell the cause. Why did we choose our answer? What kakapoos feed on? You can find the answer for this question in the text. Kakapoos feed on roots, seeds, leaves, small pine cones, fruits, and flowers. Okay. Kakapoos are oviparous animals. Where do female kakapoos lay their eggs? Also, the answer for this question is found in the text. Females lay eggs in a hollow part of a tree. Give the names of 2 other flightless birds. Birds have, there are several adaptations that help birds fly. Birds have, okay, birds have lightweight bones, strong chest, muscles, they have feathers, they have wings. These 4 adaptations help birds fly, but some birds do not fly. Let's mention some. Kakapos is one of the flightless birds. Ostriches also are flightless birds. Dodo birds, kiwi bird, kasuoris, what else? Rhea, elephant birds. It's enough to write 2 examples of flightless birds. I asked you to write 2 flightless birds. Question number 6. Some birds have sharp, strong beaks that help them stab fish in water. Look at the beak of the egret. Egrets have sharp, strong beaks. Why? They need such beaks to hunt and to stab fish in water. So egrets have sharp beaks. Pelicans and flamingos, look at their beaks. Their beaks look like strainers, or they have beaks like strainers to catch animals. So they put their head underwater and then they use their beak to collect marine animals. So pelicans have beaks like strainers. What about hawks, eagles, and other meat-eating birds? These meat-eating birds have hooked beaks. Why do they need them for? They need them to tear meat into smaller pieces so they can eat their prey. So hawks have hooked beak. Anyway, as you saw, birds have different shapes of beaks. Why is that? Since they have different food diet. They feed or they eat different things. For this reason, they have different shapes of beaks. In this question, we're talking about opossums. Look at the figure. The figure shows an opossum. These animals have fur. Their fur can be gray, white, or black. They come out at night to eat whatever they can find. Insects, berries, fruits, even dog food. The male opossum is a jack. The female is a Jill. The babies are the joeys. The joeys grow in their mother's pouch and they stay there. They feed on milk and they grow bigger for about 7 to 10 weeks. Which vertebrates group do opossums belong to? We said that there are 5 vertebrates group: fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Opossums have fur. Opossums give birth. So opossums are mammals. Again, don't forget to tell why. Because they are covered with fur and they reproduce by giving birth to young. Okay. Indicate what opossums feed on. We saw this in the text. So they eat whatever they can find: insects, berries, rotting fruits, etc. Baby opossums are called jacks. What do you think? Is this true or false? Look, babies are called joeys. So this is a false statement. Why is that? Because baby opossums are not called jacks. They are called joeys. Pouched mammals, babies are called joeys. Jack is the daddy, is the man, is the male. Opossums are cold-blooded mammals. Are mammals cold-blooded? This is also a false statement since they are warm-blooded mammals. Marsupials, such opossums, are pouched mammals. Let me remind you that mammals are divided into three groups. Placental mammals, such as cat, such as me, such as horses. There are many. The second group of mammals, so this is one. The second group, the group of monotremes, the oviparous mammals, and we have two examples, platypus and echidna, and that's it. These are the two examples of monotremes. These are mammals that lay eggs, but they have feathers. They have fur, sorry. They feed their babies milk. They are warm-blooded. And the third group of mammals is the group of marsupials, which are the pouched mammals, such as kangaroos, koalas, numbats, bilbies, etc. Marsupials such as opossums are pouched mammals. This is a true statement. Joeys grow in their mommy's pouch. This is also a true statement, since the babies grow in their mommy's pouch. Gills feed their joey's milk. Let's check. So a female is a gill. So yes, it's the mommy that feeds its baby's milk. So this is also true. Guys, if you still have any questions about this worksheet, please let me know. I will be happy to answer all of your questions. And let me remind you that I will be available on Zoom each Tuesday and Thursday to answer all of your questions. Good luck in your exams.